Well, they're all chasing the great Demetrius Johnson, but this man believes when all's said and done, he might go down as the greatest flyweight champion of all time. Tonight, a chance to join that elite class and realize his first UFC belt.
Yeah, he's trying to become the champion of a division that has had some really good champions, from Demetrius Johnson to Davison Figueiredo to Brandon Moreno. The list of fantastic champions at flyweight is not very long, but he feels that he can stand atop all those guys by the time his career is done. When it all starts tonight, you gotta win in your first opportunity.
And he did tell us this week he felt like the champion at times was ducking him, but the win streak became so long that there was no denying this title shot. Now we see what he can do with it. All right, folks, doesn't get a whole lot better than this. The reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion making the walk for his latest title defense, and there's a lot of reasons we're sold out tonight. Chief among them, the presence of one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and he's also one of the greatest flyweights we have ever seen. This guy can do everything inside the octagon. It feels like he was made to be a UFC fighter, from his preparation to his media appearances to the way that he speaks about himself as the champion. This guy just has it, and that it will carry him to another title defense.
Some people suggested maybe there was an injury coming in, but he certainly muted that noise in our fighter meeting. He says it is all systems go for another title defense tonight. Well, so much UFC history has played out here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Plenty more where that came from tonight. The athletes are ready to go. Our tail the tape for this flyweight championship fight. All right, now to get us started with the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Alex Perez. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Flyweight Champion of the World, Asu Almabayev.
All right, Herb Dean, third man in the octagon for this one. Ready. Good. All right, early round action here as we get another look at Alex Perez. Injuries have been a part of the narrative of late. There have been some issues on the scale as well. And his championship opportunity against Davison Figueiredo back in 2020 didn't last more than 2 minutes. Safe to say that the hunger still burns for one Alex Perez. And when he's on, he's as talented and versatile as any flyweight in this division. Outstanding wrestling base, very good with the hands, and a real threat. He'll try to prove as much here in this match. Perez gets the early takedown.
There it is, now he's running out. Changing the position.
A lot of top pressure being applied here. Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Perez. Another ground and pound strike gets home. Perez is back inside control. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Perez is right back to the full mount.
This is a terrible position.
Oh, nice combination of ground and pound here by Perez.
He's setting up a beautiful submission.
Ooh, arms in tight. Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and the submission defense wins this transition.
Just over 2 minutes now to go. And very effective with the ground and pound. Oh, big shots from the top.
The way to stay aware and stay safe defensively.
Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. Fighter trying to pass here, ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. And there it is, another strike on the ground gets through. Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by Perez.
Big shots. Great submission defense on display tonight.
All right, side control now. Oh, good ground and pound here.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man.
That horn sounds means we have reached the end of round one.
Okay, listen, breathe, relax. That was a great round. Everything you're doing with your hands is working. He has no answer for your striking, okay? Let's keep the pressure on.
All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Second round underway. Deep now.
What a beautiful leg kick that lands straight.
That is a huge shot right there, DC. You don't want to eat too many more of those.
No, he needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
And mixes in a takedown. Why not?
Nice shots landing from the top position.
Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas. Oh, getting leaky now. The hard ground and pound has opened up a cut.
I need you to fight back.
Big ground and pound.
All right, so he's got him in the north-south position now, DC. If you're the top fighter in this situation, what are you trying to do offensively?
I'm trying to force some sort of act.
Perez is going for a choke here.
Oh, it's getting deep. That dart choke is very tight. What he has to do now is slide that arm up under the neck.
Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow. That is great submission defense. Great shot from the top position.
Well, he has expended a lot of energy going for these submissions tonight. I'm not sure his opponent is actually submittable.
No, it doesn't seem like it because every time he goes for a submission, he gets close, or at least he expects to get close. But his opponent is so on his game that he's not giving him much to work with. This has been a beautiful display of grappling offensively, but also defensively. Oh, he's got to be careful there, yep.
The ground strike's starting to pile up. 90 seconds now to go in round two. Postures up and lands a brutal strike to the head.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Side control now. Well, it looks as though that strike maybe opened up a cut around the eye area.
Yeah, it looks like that strike opened up a cut, John, but it's nothing to worry about now, but he's got to start to protect it.
Lands with the ground and pound. Pretty good head movement. He's avoiding a lot of these ground strikes. Well, he's got his back now. thought about a choke, instead flattens him out, and now he's got a lot of options offensively, champ.
Yeah, he's got all the options available to him. Now he just has to get all that hip pressure into his opponent's back and just start raining down ground and pound.
And if you're the bottom fighter, better start intelligently defending yourself. Ground and pound strike there now. Round 3 next. All right, so the round is over. You see, obviously, the fighter has a cut on his cheek sustained in that round, but better to be below the eye than above it. The cut man is in there trying to close it up.
As a wrestler, you know he wants to get the takedown. I need you to stay up.
All right, let us now look back at some of the highlights from that round, and there just aren't that many guys on this roster that can keep up this offensive wrestling pace over 15 or 25 minutes.
But he's one of those guys. He is one of those guys that's able to continuously take you down even if you get up over and over. He has this ability to maintain that pace and pressure that he can wear his opponents down. That's why you see him get so many finishes as the fight progresses.
Ready. Do it.
Round 3 of a possible 5.
Beautiful strike.
Look to the head, flush there. Oh, huge connection by him there.
He needs to get on his bicycle, John. He needs to get into space so that he doesn't get finished. Oh. Big kick lands.
Nice job to get inside and get the single collar tie. Man, he is so sound defensively. Nice job to raise the guard.
It's the relaxation that allows him to see things coming and block most of the strikes that are coming at him. Oh, nice takedown defense.
Well, he continues to manhandle him here on the ground. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Well, he's in a compromising spot here, DC. You got to figure out a way to get back to your feet. Oh!
He did a great job of reversing the position, using the...
We'll see if he can finish.
Guillotine jump. That guillotine looks very painful, and he's very close to the finish, but he cannot rush. He cannot allow his opponent to get to his back.
Good job by the champ there. Slide back up.
All right, we'll see if he can apply pressure inside his opponent's guard here, DC. About 2 minutes here to go in round 3. All right, half guard position here, DC. You have an extra pop in your step when you talk about fighters working out of this half guard.
Oh, man. I like half guard as a top fighter. I understand half guard as a bottom fighter. Don't want to be there. It's very dangerous. But if you are there, you have to be winning the position of the underhook. It opens up so many opportunities for you to either escape or sweep.
Man, how fun is this to watch as he continues to dole out damage with the ground and pound?
Take it back to the days of guys like Mark Coleman, just beating people up in the ground and pound. This guy is a throwback fighter, and he's very fun to watch.
Yeah, the Godfather would be proud. Another strike hits that eye area, and it is getting messier by the minute up there.
Well, he's getting targeted now. He's been hitting that spot so many times that his opponent sees the cut, and the cut is advancing.
All right, half guard position for him here, and I can hear Dominic Cruz in the back of my head just screaming about underhooks somewhere.
Yeah, he loved, but he's right? He's so right in terms of if you're on your back in the half guard, one thing you can't be is flat on your back, you need to be up on an elbow, you need to be half on the side, and you need to control the far side underhook. It is a battle for underhook when you're fighting in the half guard position on the mat.
All right, there's the horn. How about that round? He got him badly there early on. You thought that maybe that was going to be the beginning of the end. At the very least here, got to think he's going to try to get him out of here in this next round.
J.A., he's on skates. I mean, he was on skates. His ability to withstand that avalanche is commendable, but he has to change something as he approaches the next round.
All right, so as the cut man gets to work, we'll re-rack some replays from the previous round.
Well, he's got some work to do. The cut man's going to have to work a miracle because this guy was on the receiving end of some real damaging shots. And if he doesn't do something different defensively, it's going to get worse. And if it gets worse, the fight may be stopped.
All right, so here we go. You can feel the tension. Fourth round is underway. now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Beautiful level change, making picture going low and comes right over the top with that beautiful overhand. Great punch. Oh, man, that was slick.
Well, nothing in the unified rules says you can't strike from off of your back, and he did well there. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Really smart approach by the offensive fighter, badgering that cut. More blood by the minute.
If head movement wasn't important early, it's very important now because that cut has gotten a lot worse.
Oh, shades of the godfather of the ground and pound, Mark Coleman, as he lands again.
Totally somewhere smiling, watching this guy land from the top position.
Just over 3 minutes to go. All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Oh, he is masked in blood. I think I can actually pick out his blood type from here. Where's the doctor?
He's raining down ground and pound. If he doesn't move on the bottom, he's going to get finished.
Looks like the referee could step in here.
Oh, right to the mouth.
Nicely done there as he forces the misuse. Huge elbow there.
In the half guard.
Hard to win MMA fights off of your back, but these strikes are useful from the bottom.
Keep those hips active until you're back and
You got to be careful here.
Takes his back now. Well, the crowd continues to react with every passing land, but if you're the referee or even the corner, somebody's got to get involved, I would think.
Somebody's got to do something. It's getting very uncomfortable to watch this. And as the crowd gets excited, there's also a little bit of that, I don't want to see any more going on in their reactions. Beautiful ground strikes landed.
Oh, and there's another ground strike for good measure. Big shots landed by him now. He's very close to the finish here. All right, dominant position for him here, full mount. If you're the bottom fighter, better start moving those hips, DC.
Oh, you got to start moving those hips. What you should do initially, right, is start to push at...
Herb Dean steps in.
Holy smokes!
What a fight. So how about that as he pounds him out for the TKO? Prioritized the finish tonight. Absolutely gets it with style points. A huge result here in this arena tonight.
It's always fun to see an athlete tell you what they're going to do, and then they do it. This guy told us he was going to get a finish, and that's exactly what he did. Him and his team are going to have a fantastic time tonight celebrating. They should all be very proud.
All right, here now, Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 43 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by TKO, and still the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Asu Almabayev.
And still UFC flyweight champion. And people are always denigrating the flyweights, right? Always banging on the flyweights. How about this champion?
I mean,